So today I'm going to show you how to do a pop-up on your Showit website. So I just have this like rough site here, and the first thing I'm going to do is decide where I'm going to put it. So I think for this pop-up, I want it to be popping up in the middle of the page. So I'm going to go over to the home page, and I'm going to click the dots and click Add Blank Canvas. And that will automatically go down to the bottom of the site, which is exactly where I want it. I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger here. And I'm going to rename the canvas with the little dots here. Click Rename, and I'm just going to say Pop Up. And then the next thing I'm going to do is make sure this background is transparent. So if I click in here somewhere, go to Canvas Background, and you can see I have it on desktop right now. I'm going to click the color, and then I'm going to click the grid here so it's transparent. And I'm going to do the same thing with mobile. It's always better to do mobile and desktop together. So I'm going to just arrange these so I can see both screens at the same time and scroll down to the bottom. Okay, now one thing when you're making a pop-up on Showit, for the mobile version, you have to keep in mind that you're not going to be able to scroll. So you want to make sure the pop-up fits in the entire phone screen here. So I'm going to just increase this to about 500 or so, just so I know it's going to fit on the screen. And then I'm also going to go over to the right-hand side and click Canvas, and then check off Hidden to Start, because I don't want this to show at the very bottom of the site. I'm going to set an action so it pops up in the middle. The next thing I'm going to do in this menu is do Sticky to the top on both desktop and mobile. Okay. And then I also want it to be the entire height of the page. So I'm going to click Window Height under Canvas Type on both desktop and mobile. Okay, now I'm going to just start building out what I want the freebie to look like. So in order to do that, I usually just take things that have already been designed just to make it look a little bit better and more accurate. And it also speeds up the process. So here's a section with a button, a title, and a little paragraph. So I'm going to just take this and copy it and then scroll back down here and paste it. So now I can just play with the design settings to make sure it looks correct. Okay, so I've designed that real quick. And then one thing that you want to make sure of is to make sure you have a way for them to close out of the box in case they don't want it. So after you design this, you want to go down to the bottom and hover over this square here, and then select Icon, and it defaults to the little smiley face, but you want to go over to Icon Chooser and then select the X that best matches the style of your brand, resize it, and then we're going to put it over in the corner. There's a bunch of different options that you can do, but the main thing is to make sure that there is a way for somebody to close the box if they don't want it. So once I get that where I need it, I'm going to click on it again and then click Actions. And then I want this to close this canvas. So under Actions, you click Add, Hide Canvas, this canvas. Okay, so when somebody clicks that, it will hide. Okay, and then over on mobile, since we had set this to window height, I want to make sure this always stays at the top. So if I click the X, I'm going to go over to Size and Position, and I'm going to lock it to the top. So that's going to make sure it stays to the top and doesn't float around depending on the window size of somebody's phone. Okay, so now this is all set up, and I want to make sure and click a way for them to download the guide. So you can either click it so it automatically pops up. I would suggest definitely going to maybe a page of some sort that has a place for them to enter their name and email so you can keep track of that. I already have a page on this site that has the name and email, so I'm going to just click this. go to click actions, and then find the page. So the type is page, and then it's my email freebie. So when somebody clicks that, it will open up that page, and then somebody can enter in their name and email. So now we have this all set up. It's hidden to start, so we can't actually view it right now, because if you hit preview and scroll to the bottom, it isn't there. So now we have to set the trigger for it to pop up. So we do that by kind of picking a section on a page where you want it to pop up. So let's say by the time they get to this canvas, I want that to pop up. So I've clicked somewhere in this canvas. You can see intro over here is blue. So I'm in this canvas. And then I'm going to go to scroll actions, add action. And the trigger is when this canvas is on screen, show the canvas pop up. And I want it to trigger once when somebody's on a page. Okay, so then if I preview this and I scroll down, once I get to that canvas, the free guide will pop up. So that is perfect. And then it works if I close it. And then I want to do the same thing for mobile. So if I hit this and scroll through, when I get to that canvas, it will pop up. So you can see there's something funky going on over here on mobile, probably because the site isn't mobile optimized, but we can actually fix that. So if I close this, I can see I have some work to do. So this, when you viewed that, you could see things were scrolling over it, and that is because of the stacking order. So if I increase this to, let's say, 10, for example, and then preview it again, it should sit on top of everything. Okay, so that looks a lot better, but it still doesn't look 100% right, because you could still see stuff scrolling behind it, and I don't really like the way that looks. So I'm going to close this. And then if you remember, I added this box in here, and I need to make sure and go over to size and position and lock it to the top and the bottom so it fills the entire screen. So now if I preview it and I scroll down, it will pop up and cover up this whole thing. Okay. So then I can close that and go back to the site. So that is how you trigger a pop-up on every page. So now I'm going to show you how to do a pop-up so it sticks to the bottom of the page. So you have your canvas here at the bottom, just like you did when it was a pop-up that went in the middle of the page. And then we're just going to change a couple things over here under the canvas. So rather than having it as window height, we're just going to have the canvas type as normal, and then the sticky is going to be bottom on scroll. We'll leave the hidden to start there. And then if we preview it and scroll down, you can see it pops up down here. And one thing, I don't like how it is kind of over here in the middle right of the page. So we're going to set some locking to make sure it sticks to the very right hand side of the page, no matter what the screen size is. So I'm going to click each element and go to size and position and make sure it's locked to the right. So I'm going to do that for every single element for the desktop view. And then when I view it, it should all stick to the right no matter the size of the screen. So you can see it's over here on the right. And then same thing with mobile. If I view it on mobile, it should be right down to the bottom. There. So that's how you do it if you want the pop-up to show up on the bottom.